I'll just give you my overview on entitlements. We have to get control of it if we're going to get control of our budget. Let's just face that. Let's talk about Social Security, number one. Social Security, first and foremost, I don't know anyone who wants to pull the plug on those who are in the system now. I want to make sure those people are secure and safe and that the promises made are promises kept. The reason being is because, in fact, we were kind of lied to by the government. I don't know how it was sold to you, but when I started working, what I was told is, hey, we're going to take a little money out of your paycheck, send it over here, without your permission, by the way, just send it over here in the Social Security Trust account, and when you retire, it'll be there to help supplement your income. Were you told something similar? Okay. Okay, exactly. Well, it was a lie. Because inside the Social Security Trust account right now, there's no money. There's debt. T-bills, which are nothing more than IOUs. Okay? We've got to really take a hard look at what we're going to do with Social Security. So my plan, my idea is absolutely those who are dependent upon it and those who are in the system now, keep them in the system. That's fine. But then over time, we need to start looking at pushing Social Security down to the states, down to the local level, getting it to where it's more personalized to you, to where you have control over where the money is. You can keep an eye on it, and you're not depending on the federal government and the Treasury to watch it for you, wink, wink. Yeah?
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
This is a source spot.
I got to get back to Medicare here, but go ahead.
This is part of Social Security.
Yes.
When my money went into that fund, I was taxed on it then.
When you pull it out, you get taxed
Taxed on
again.
it again.
How come?
Because government likes your money.
I know, I like it too.
I know, I know.
But they're winning.
Yeah.
They're bigger than we
They're bigger
are.
than us.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Wow.
It's impossible for me to agree with you more. It's not right. Double tax, your tax coming and going. That needs to stop. The double taxation needs to stop. It absolutely does.
Do they do that to anyone else or just our gray hairs?
Well, they'll do it to me too
No,
they do it to everybody.
Right
Just,
now, you're
we're at
still
different
earning
stages
a
of
little
life.
bit and
That's
paying
right.
in, but we're not.
That's right. That's right.
But we're not banking on Social Security.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time
I'm
we're ready for
sorry.
Social Security,
Us
that's not
brown
going to exist.
hairs, we're not dependent on Social Security because we know that it's going to,
But I'm happy to pay it to support
unless
the
they push
cause.
it down to the local level and allow us to personalize it. It's called, if you remember when Herman Cain was running for president, he oftentimes referred to the Chilean model of Social Security. All it is pushing it down to the local level and allowing you more control, you to personalize your own retirement account. Medicaid and Medicare. Medicaid and Medicare are tied together because they were passed almost simultaneously. They were passed in the early 1960s, and when they were passed, prices for healthcare just skyrocketed, went through the ceiling, or from that time on. In fact, since 1965, the cost of staying in a hospital has gone up thousands and thousands of percent, between 6,000 and 7,000%, depending on the ratings and the numbers you're trusting and looking at, for one stay in a hospital. In fact, my parents, they tell me they didn't need insurance to have a child. They just paid out of pocket. That's it. Can't do that anymore. What happened is anytime the government starts to subsidize anything, prices go up. The best example I can give you is Medicaid. Medicaid is the health safety net for those who are impoverished. Where did they go to get treatment and health care before Medicaid?
Hospital.
Hospitals that were owned by churches. If you've ever wondered why hospitals have strange names like St. Mark, St. Jude's, Holy Cross, LDS, they were owned by churches. And they did almost all the charitable care. Okay? Now they made you pay if you could pay. They did pay for service, but they also did charity care. As soon as Medicaid passed, Medicare as well. As soon as those two passed, the churches sold their hospitals, and everyone rushed into the Medicare and Medicaid system. Prices skyrocketed. People got dollar signs in their eyes, and they said, okay, we can make money off this. And so what are they doing now? If you're on Medicaid and your child's on Medicaid, you know what it costs to buy a package of diapers? $28 for a package of diapers. that you can buy for $8 at the store. $28 for a package of diapers if you're on Medicaid. Why? Because it's backed by the full faith and credit of the federal government. You want to know how to control healthcare costs, we have to figure out how to get the federal government out of subsidizing healthcare. So here's my proposal. It's you remember my top 3 issues: balance the budget, deregulate, return power to the states. I believe wholeheartedly that if we push Medicaid and Medicare down to the states, that it would start to solve the issue, because you would get rid of an entire bureaucracy. It looks to me like there's some ladies that are possibly waiting for the room.
Oh, possibly.
Can we clarify that?
What have you happy to?
I'm not sure if they are or not. It would clear up an entire bureaucracy in Washington, D.C. that would save us millions or billions of dollars every single year. Right now, we run the Medicaid program. We run the Medicaid program at the state level. It's funded through the federal government. So they'll take $1, spend $1.25 to return us 85 cents, and then we run Medicaid. I want to short circuit that system. I want to make it so that the states collect the money rather than the federal government, and that we run the safety net programs. We run the safety net program for the poor, we run the safety net program for the elderly, and then we move towards privatization as well. The states working within the system and the privatization of the system as well. That, I believe, is one of, if not the only ways to save Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security. State sovereignty is, I believe, the answer here, because the federal government cannot continue to do it. They cannot afford it. They are too inefficient.
It's too much fraud. Why do we,
That's
when you
right.
bring it down to a smaller level.
We are far more
controllable.
efficient. Think about this. The states were intended to be mini laboratories of innovation, okay? If we could just allow 50 states to be 50 states, 50 laboratories of innovation, we could really solve a lot of the problems that we have right now. If we keep Medicare at the federal level, then we really have to take a look at adjusting the ages, adjusting who qualifies, who doesn't qualify. You have to look at several different things. I would rather see this be solved at the state level, because then it's not a one-size-fits-all answer. It can be uniform for the states. The states can decide for themselves. I think that's the solution. Did you want, and this was your question.
Go ahead.
So this was your question, and so I'd like, if you want follow-up, I'd be happy to follow up with you.
If you look at the states, and the states have different programs, do you not end up creating a situation where people move to states because of their programs?
Possibly, it's possible. You could also, that is one possibility where, quite frankly, you're in Wyoming, and they have, well, their benefits are terrible. And so the free market works, and we'll say, well, we're moving to Utah where it's better. It's better. We see that in the free market system anyway as it is. We are getting tons of people moving to Utah from California because it's better to start a business in Utah than it is California. We're seeing the policies of each individual state dictating where people live. People are leaving New York in droves because of the high taxes and moving to low tax states.
Texas.
And so you see that free market system in each state offering something different anyway. I wouldn't want to live in a homogenized system where all 50 states are exactly the same. But another solution to that is in Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution. Article 1, Section 8, we have a system where the states are allowed to enter into interlocal agreements. Okay? States can enter into interlocal agreements. They can start talking to each other, and where they can agree to some similarities, where they can say, okay, this is what we're offering, what are you offering? Okay, let's merge together in this interlocal agreement as a state. They call them compacts, interstate compacts, and where the states can actually work together to make sure that the citizens, wherever they move, are relatively covered. So, did that answer it?
Yes, thank you.
Very good.
Well, on the same subject, right now we have a system, and the system is based on an insurance company paying the bill.
Third-party payer.
Now, the federal government is an insurance company in Medicare and any of these government-funded programs. So, what if the system were changed systemically to where I, the patient, pay the bill? Then I file a claim.